He is a man, like any other. He will become what he will become out of the force of his person and the accident of his fate. One does not deceive oneself about the consequences of one's acts. One deceives oneself about the ease with which one can live with those consequences. Every victory enlarges the magnitude of our possible defeat. A man may live like a fool for a year and become wise in a day. I have come to believe that in the life of every man, late or soon, there is a moment when he knows beyond whatever else he might understand, and whether he can articulate the knowledge or not, the terrifying fact that he is alone and separate, and that he can be no other than the poor thing that is himself. It is fortunate that youth never recognizes its ignorance, for if it did, it would not find the courage to get the habit of endurance. It is perhaps an instinct of the blood and flesh which prevents this knowledge, and allows the boy to become the man who will live to see the folly of his existence. Between the brutality that would sacrifice a single innocent life to a fear without a name, and the enlightenment that would sacrifice thousands of lives to a fear that we have named, I have found little to choose. Horace once told me that laws were powerless against the private passions of the human heart, and only he who has no power over it, such as the poet or the philosopher, may persuade the human spirit to virtue. To care not for one's self is of little moment, but to care not for those whom one has loved is another matter. He was our enemy, but as it is strange, after so many years, the death of an old enemy is like the death of an old friend. I hate and I love, Catullus said, speaking of that Clodia Pulcher whose family caused so much difficulty in Rome, even in our time and long after her death. It is not enough, but what better way might we begin to discover that self which is never wholly pleased or displeased with what the world offers? The barbarian waits, and we grow weaker in the security of our ease and pleasure. I am the son of Julius Caesar, and I am consul of Rome. You will not call me boy again. She has always seemed to me the epitome of womankind, coldly suspicious, politely ill-tempered, and narrowly selfish. How do you oppose a foe who is wholly irrational and unpredictable, and yet who, out of animal energy and the accident of circumstance, has attained a most frightening power? For a people may endure an almost incredible series of the darkest failures without breaking, but give them respite and some hope for the future, and they may not endure an unexpected denial of that hope. There is much that cannot go into books, and that is the loss with which I become increasingly concerned. Thanks for watching.